Hi, welcome. A reminder that, we are starting 11.1 today, which is on page 152 in your note guide. It's area formulas of like triangles, rectangles. Most of this should be review. So going through that, the formulas are up above. Pause, go ahead and work these out. We'll do all 10 of these real quick. This one happens to be a square. Area of a square is perimeter. Find the area of each plane. Let's make sure we're reading this correctly. Find the area of each plane figure below. So area is side squared or length times width. So area equals 8.5 squared. You can go ahead and do that by hand, or you can use your handy dandy. And we end up with area is 72.25. Area is always units squared. Here we go. Okay, for a triangle over here, area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. The base here is 15. The height here is 21.3. Now, if one of these were even, I would take half of that right away. I try to do as much in my head as possible. It's not really even. Probably I would go ahead and multiply 15 times 21.3. I end up with 319.5. Because it's half, it's actually divided by 2. If I divide that by 2, I get 159.75 meters squared. Again, pause, do these on your own, come back. This one happens to be a parallelogram. Area of a parallelogram happens to be base times height. Well, the base is 12.9. Height is 7.1. We end up with 91.59 inches squared. Here I have a circle. Area of a circle, looking up above, is pi r squared. It's the radius squared. This, however, gives me the diameter. Remember to multiply or divide it by 2. So my radius is actually 13. For something like this, I would probably leave it in terms of pi. I would write 169 pi yards squared. Now you could always plug that in your calculator, 169. I would use the pi symbol, giving us approximately 530.9 yards squared. I'm going to approximate because I'm going to round it to a decimal. Either of these is good. Okay, down here we have a trapezoid. Area of a trapezoid is going to be 1/2 the height, which happens to be 16, times the sum of the two bases. So these other two numbers are just extra information. We don't really need those in this problem. We're going to add 27, the bottom base, plus 19, the top base. I can take half of 16 right away. I always like when I can do that. So I get 8. 27 plus 19 is 46 times 8. And we get 368 centimeters squared. Here we have just a rectangle. Again, area of a rectangle is base times height or length times width. 3.7 times 10.5. We end up with 38.85. Again, please pause, do these on your own, come back and check. I'm going really fast. The formulas are right above. Pause, do these on your own. Okay, this one again is a triangle, so area of a triangle is 1/2. The base is the 29.5. The height is still, even though it's outside because it's an obtuse triangle, this is still my height, 14. Anytime I can take half, I'm going to take half. 7 times 29.5. 29.5 times 7. I get 206.5 inches squared. Here I have a trapezoid. Again, area of a trapezoid is the base times the height. No, parallelogram. Parallelogram, sorry, not a trapezoid, parallelogram, base times height. In this case, I would probably call the 11.8 my base. Now my height is not the 18.5 because it's slanted. The height is the 16.1. That's what I'm going to multiply that by. So I have 16.1 times 11.8. I get 189 and 98 hundredths meters squared. A lot of this should be reviewed. If it's not, come back, see me in class. We can talk about it. This one is area of a circle, except it's not the whole circle. It's just going to ask for half of the circle here. So area, half the area of a circle is going to be 1/2 pi r squared. Radius here is 17. 17 squared is 289. So I'm going to get the area here is 289 pi divided by 2. If that were even, I could go ahead and divide that. It's not, so I could put the whole thing in the calculator. This again though, this is a perfectly fine answer. I could do 289 pi divided by 2, and I could get approximately 453.96, which is going to move that up and move that up. So really, this is approximately, I'm running out of room here, 454. So if you're rounding because the 9 rounds up, 454. Last one here happens to be a trapezoid. 1/2 height, sum of the bases. Now, because of how this is, turning it sideways, I can see that the height is my 5. So my height here is a 5. The two bases then are 7 and 13. I can't take half here, but look, if I simplify, 7 plus 13, I'm going to get 20. Half of 20 is 10. I get 5 times 10. I end up with 50 millimeters squared. So again, you can have the formulas memorized, or again, you can use this handy-dandy little chart up at the top once you recognize what the shape is. Okay, so back here, we're probably just going to do the odds back here. If I need to find the area, I'm going to have to find this height first. Because area of a triangle is 1/2 the base, which is 7, times the height, which I don't know. So because I don't know this, I have to find it first. That's going to be 7 squared plus x squared equals 18.2 squared. So to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and do 18.2 squared. And I'm going to subtract 7 squared, which is 49. That x squared is going to equal 282.24. Now I'm going to second square root that. Second answer, because then that'll bring in the answer that I just used. And I get approximately, or I get exactly 16.8. Once I know x is 16.8, I can plug it in here. But that's an easy one to take half of also, which is nice. So I end up with 7 times 8.4. And I get here, area of the triangle equals 58.8 feet squared. Triangle with an area, oh, they're giving us the area here, has a base that measures 14, find the height. All right, so my formula is area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. The area is 45.5 equals 1/2. The base is 14, and I'm looking for the height. So now we have to solve this. I'm going to take half of 14, I get 45.5 over here, equals 7 times h, divide both sides by 7, 45.5, divide by 7, we end up with height equal to 6.5. Now this is not area, so this will just be centimeters, not centimeters squared. Here I have a trapezoid with base measures of 23 and 29, has an area of, okay, the area of a trapezoid is equal to 1/2 the height, which is what we're looking for, of the two bases, 23 plus 20. I end up with 390 equals 1/2 h, 23 plus 29 is 52. I take half of 52 and get 390 equals 26 times h. Take 390, divide by 26. I end up with the height here equals 15 kilometers. Again, pause, work ahead, set it up. You need to set up the equation and then be able to work it out. Okay, find the diameter of a circle with an area of 380.13. Okay, that's what we got from this. Okay, so the area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. So if I get 380.13 equals pi, the diameters that I'm looking for, I'll have to start with radius. I'll have to find the radius first. Now to get the radius by itself, I'm going to divide by pi. So take 380.13, divide by, I'm going to use the pi symbol. I get 120.999, which is pretty close to 121. And that would equal r squared. Well, what is the square root of 121? Hopefully we know this. Square root of 121 is going to be 11. Now, is 11 my answer? Remember, it's asking me to solve for the diameter, so that's not my answer. But diameter is equal to 22 feet. Is it feet? No, meters. This is my answer. So just make sure you pay attention to what it's asking you to find, and that is pretty much it. Okay, I feel like this should be a good set of notes today. Good luck with your homework assignments. Stay on top of things. Have a fabulous day.